It's me again, Hank the Cowdog.
The Hank books from the very beginning were never intended to be for children, but they were always meant to be read aloud. For years, when I did my writing apprenticeship, I was imitating the written word of somebody else. I read novels that were written by somebody else and tried to imitate their writing style. When I got to the Hank books, when I wrote the first Hank story, I was not thinking in a literary way about what I was doing. I was writing to make money. And I was writing not for the Paris Review or somebody in New York. I was writing for the editor of the Cattleman magazine. And the people who read that were adult males involved in agriculture. So that was really the audience I was writing for. And I was working as a ranch cowboy. I'd been working as a ranch cowboy for 7 or 8 years. Had spent a lot of time around ranch people who have an oral tradition of storytelling, which is kind of rare these days because we've allowed electronic devices to do our storytelling for us. But farm and ranch people still have a vibrant tradition of telling stories around the dinner table or in a branding pen or at a big dinner after a funeral. There's a lot of storytelling done in this agricultural subculture. And that was the device that I was trying to imitate. I was not trying to write like Hemingway or Tolstoy. I was imitating the storytelling technique of cowboys and ranch people that I was living with. And that was the way the first Hank book was written. It was always meant to be read aloud. And from the very beginning, I have read those stories aloud. And so I wanted to do them as audiobooks. And in 1982, there wasn't even a term audiobooks. It was very uncommon for an author to read his own material. I'd never done it before. I thought I could do it because I always had a little gift for acting, and I was in church plays when I was young and later in one-act play in high school and senior play. I always just had a little gift for that. So I started reading those stories aloud to audiences around my hometown of Perryton, and I knew I could do it. I knew I could do the voices of at least the first 14 characters, and so I found a sound studio in Amarillo, Texas that would allow me into the studio, and he'd never done an audiobook, neither had I, and we sort of invented the form. He asked how I wanted him to produce the thing, and I said, make it sound like an old 1950s radio broadcast, because I grew up on radio programs. I was a radio kid.
Settle up, 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 settle up. Settle up, 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 settle up.